Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special Rob's Rambling. I'm going to talk to you about some knives. A lot of things have happened recently in my knife collection. I sold a lot of things because I acquired a lot of things, and it kind of changed quite a bit. So I wanted to talk about my Sweet 16, kind of go into my Baker's Dozen, and then maybe go into my 12 Disciples, and then my Serendipitous 7, probably my final 4, my Holy Trinity, and the one knife that rules them all sort of kind of break down. All right, so we're going to go that way. So we'll start off for the ones that are down in the Sweet 16, the bottom of the Sweet 16. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. All right, the first one that makes the Sweet 16 and is a great knife that I really, really love is this Spyderco. This is a special build that I took a lot of time to put together. These are the RG Custom full custom scales, and it is Magna Cut. Now this is in the FRN knife originally, so I had to kind of Frankenstein a knife to get this together. And then I have a polished CME that I attached on here that I got from OCD for EDC. So this knife is quite the fanciest Spyderco that I have out there, and I really, really like this. I've got a few other really fancy knives out there that I very, very much enjoy, but this right now would be my, maybe I should put it over here. This will be my fanciest Spyderco that I have. All right, so next, so that's number 16. So let's go to number 15. This right here is going to be my Rick Hinder Project X. Now I have another Rick Hinder that I really like, but the Project X is really, I don't know, I really, really dig this knife. This one's just my favorite Rick Hinder knife out there. I just like everything about this. This just to me speaks like, if you're gonna tell me what do I think is the best representation of a Rick Hinder knife that's just a big, beefy kind of knife to work with and you can beat up with, it's gonna be the Project X. So I like that one. So that's number 15. All right, then we're gonna go to number, so we got 16, 15, we're gonna go to number 14. All right, so we're still in the Sweet 16 realm. We haven't hit the Baker's Dozen yet, but this is number 14, right? So it's my Olamic Customs. Really, really like this one. This is with the gold fat carbon, polished by Ilya himself to about 3,000 grit with some paste. So in the sun, this is amazing. This looks like literally amber jewel in the sun. S90V blade steel, integral, obviously bolstered lock right there. I did put skiffs on this, make it super, super sweet. By the way, I put skiffs on my Project X too, by the way. Really love this knife. This was one of the first customs that I got out there. So this kind of, if I had the others already on the table, this was what would complete the Sweet 16. So let's go to my Baker's Dozen, which if you know Baker's Dozen is really the 13, right? You could say it's a lucky 13, right? So what gets into my Baker's Dozen is going to be my McNeese Mac 2 3.5 inch. This is the atomic wash right here. Love this thing. Had this for quite a while. Beat this knife up, use it to do all sorts of crazy stuff that you're not supposed to do with a kind of a Grail knife. I did put the Lynch clip, deep pocket carry clip, which matter of fact is also on this over here. Do recommend those. It's a nice upgrade. They should definitely consider. Put some O-rings on the studs. I think that really does help quite a bit. Of course, it's got skiffs on this one as well. Makes the action just simply stunning. This is one of those great, great fun knives that I really enjoy as well. So that's my McNeese Mac 2. All right, now we're going to get into the 12 Disciples, if you will. We're now into the top 12 here, right? So the top 12 knives, this next one's going to be my Custom Trevor Burger Urban XL with the fat carbon, the purple fat carbon scale and the titanium scale on the back. This is the M390 full hollow grind hand satin finish. Just an absolutely fantastic knife. One of my really most enjoyable early custom knives that I had. Love this as a reversible middle finger flick because of that beautiful hollow grind. I did put skiffs on this as well. Just made it even more buttery smooth. So this is really one of those really, really fantastic knives. So that gets into the 12 Disciples, if you will, right there. All right. So next one we're going to get into, we haven't quite gotten to, well, I guess there's a grade 8 also. I'm kind of remember that, right? So, so let's go ahead and get into one more. This is my Arno Bernard iMamba. This is with the, I think it's the Dark Abyss carbon fiber inlay. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the Flipper Delete version that they came out with, RWL34. It does have Skiff Caged Bearings on there. The action on this thing is beautiful, absolutely smooth and fantastic. Love this hollow grind hand satin, hand polished, satin finished, or polished, high polished scale right here. Blade, sorry, RWL34. Just a really, really premium, beautiful knife. Highly, highly recommend this. So real quick. All right, so we're going to get into number 10. Number 10 is my Chris Reeve large Sabenza. I had a Num-Nums-On that I really liked, but I was waiting for the right Sabenza. Num-Nums-On had an over travel stop. I could never tune it. It made it very, very uncomfortable. Didn't like it because it had a radius kind of chamfering in there that was really uncomfortable. It was so overly, ridiculously strong, so I just couldn't use it. So I did get the Lynch Deep Pocket Carry Clip on this one as well. Highly recommend that. I have been tuning this one up really nicely. It's almost drop shut. I have been able to get it to right where I can do the top flipper as well, right up here like this. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to try it. We'll see if we can get it. I'll do it one more time if I can get it. If not, we're going to stop. Nope. Okay, we'll just do it. I did put custom thumb studs on here as well. That was definitely worth it. I punched those out, the single stud it had before. Definitely, absolutely worth it. This makes this knife so much more enjoyable as far as I'm concerned. So now we're down. So that's 7, the bottom is 7, which means out of 16 that we have, that means that we're 11. So we're getting down to 11. All right. So, you know, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, what's that? 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. So now we go to number 9, So, I guess this would make the Titanic 10. I don't know if you want to call that with the RW, the Chris Reeve Chris Reeve knife large Sabenza, but now we're number 9, which is going to be my Rob Johnson's Cedar. Love this thing. Met Nicholas there at Blade Show. I had a chance to buy this. This is black anodized titanium. Love this thing. I hadn't seen this much until I saw Javi Garcia do something on one of his knives, and I was really excited to have that as well. But this is really wonderful. Now, one thing you've noticed on here, it is step milled on that beautiful blade. He does this as well. This is RWL34. I thought he said this was going to be a Vanek Super Clean, but my box said it was RWL34, so kind of bummed. But, you know, still love the knife. Don't get me wrong. I really do enjoy this knife a lot. It's very fidgety, I'll say that much. This flipper works really well, so that's really nice as well. Do like this knife a lot. This is a fun carry, and it does come with skiffs already on there. Highly recommend that. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 8. That's our bottom 8 right now. So we're now going to come to the Great 8. All right, the top here are going to be my Great 8, or you know, the last 8, the top 8, if you will. So these were the Sweet 16. Then we went to the Baker's Dozen right here, and then we're at the dozen right here. So now we're going into the Great 8. And now if you wanted to, you could include these two in my Titanic 10, right? So let's go ahead and go to that. So starting up in number 8, and it's hard to put this one in. There's just so many good knives that some of these knives I feel like, man, my collection at any other time in history would be, these would be in the top, right? But I just got so many other good knives right now in the collection that this is where it kind of falls. Number 8 is going to be my Prince Customs Protean. Beautiful knife. Love this knife. Recent acquisition. Was something I've really wanted ever since I laid my eyes on it. And you know, awesome channel member helped me find this and get a hold of it, and other people were looking for me as well. It just was really difficult during work. I wasn't able to track this one down. So this makes number 8 my Protean by Prince Customs. Love this knife. So many good things about this, ergonomics and everything. Just little details that make a big deal. I did put skiffs in this one, of course, as well. So that's number 8. All right, now we're going to get, that was the Great 8. Now we're going to get to the Serendipitous 7. All right, so now we're getting into the uber elite. These are definitely uber elite, but now we're getting into the uber elite. I don't know what that means, but it just means more elite, right? All right, so now we get another recent custom acquisition. That's pretty huge. This is my Javi Garcia slip joint. This is a custom Javi Garcia slip joint. I actually saw him post about this when he was milling this. This is hand milled jigged titanium scales. This is black anodized titanium on this, very similar to what Nicholas did there in Latvia. But he learned, Javi Garcia actually posted, he learned this from Osir. So who also does custom slip joints and stuff. Learned a lot of his stuff as well from Enrique Pena, he was a understudy prodigy of Enrique Pena. This is actually a sort of a Sponto kind of blade. It is technically hollow grind. It's very slightly hollow grind, but there's definitely a hollow grind. It's ridiculously sharp. This is CPM 154, hand satin finished, hand satin polished there as well. Beautiful jigged titanium. It's got a little lock back there. I'm actually getting a very special custom one that Javi himself recommended to use. I'm going to get a custom slip joint for this thing. I mean, a leather slip for it, because it's someone he's probably going to be using in the future. So I want to get one from this particular gentleman, and we'll tell more about it when it gets closer and becomes a reality. I'm hoping it will. I'm hoping he has the time, the bandwidth to make one for me. So we'll see how that goes. So that is part of the Serendipitous 7. Now we're going to get to number 6. All right. Now, this is where it gets really difficult. Some of these are so close. I mean, these were already close as well, right? So number 6 is going to be my Koenig Arius. This is the full-size one in carbon fiber. I do really like this carbon fiber. It's fully milled, weight relieved on the inside, really done well. Carbon fiber, how they do this beautiful, this is, I guess you can call it twill carbon fiber, really done nicely, very solid. Action is absolutely stupendous. I did put skiffs as well on this one. It had the Del Ring ones, and after a while they get a little gritty. As nice as they are, skiffs really avoid that quite a bit. So I really did enjoy that. So this is number 6. Great knife, M390 blade steel on this one. Do love this one, hollow grind. Everything's just fantastic about this. It's definitely not a cheap one, right? These are not, well, nothing here is really cheap. So, but this is getting into super not cheap. I don't know what else you call it. All right, so now we're going to go to, so that's the, I guess maybe we call them the Sexy 6. So that's starting the Sexy 6, right? We had the Serendipitous 7. We have the Grade 8. We had, now we have the Sexy 6. Now we're going to go to the Fantastic 5, all right? The last 5 are the Fantastic 5. So what makes number 5 for me is going to be my Holt Blade Works. And this was difficult because the other knives, they're so close. So close, really. I mean, it's hard for me to say. It's only because some of the other ones, they're just a little more exciting for me right now. This could change, but all of them are so close. They all have incredible excitement for me. But this is the Holt Blade Works Morpheus. This is beautiful anodization right here on this. I love this. It's kind of a pink and purple. I don't know if it's a burple. It's more like a pink. I don't know what you call it. A pink, purple pink. Or perk, I don't know what you call it, but I know there's I think it's like the voltage is 70. I have to look at the card because Joe and Angie, they send you a little card that has all the specs and what their anodization voltage was and all that. Really fantastic. The milling on this is ridiculous. Magna cut on this beautiful blade. This is a stonewash, polished stonewash. The action is phenomenal. It came with Del Rings. They were okay. It was very guillotine drop shut, so I put in some skiffs in there, just tighten the pivot just a bit, which was just enough to keep it nice and solid without going crazy. And I liked the action. It was a little strong on the detent, so I lightened that a little bit. I still get a beautiful crisp detent, still wonderful. I mean, definitely get that beautiful acoustic you get with Holt Blade Works. That just makes this so much fun. This is a really, really joy to carry. Every one of these knives I carry, just so you know. This is not collection safe queen stuff. I carry every knife. That's why most likely I'm not going to go out there and buy some of those that are like all-time Ascas, Zerkitai and all that stuff where people, you don't want to beat it up, bang it up kind of sort of thing. All right. So now we're down to the Fantastic 4, right? Or the Final 4, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic 4, Final 4, whatever you want to call it. Superhero, or you want to do basketball quote, but these are my Final 4. This is getting really, really, really difficult. 3 of them are brand new acquisitions, and they really jumped up in my collection. These 2 are brand new as well. Very, very recent collections. Why I had all these knife sales recently. So, let's get to that one. All right, so number 4, and this one's really difficult because it's so good. It's so good. Number 4 is my SPK Lamia. I really enjoyed this one so much. It is, I don't know, it may change, it may move. It is just such a great carry, so comfortable. The ergos and everything on this is just phenomenal. I really, really enjoy this knife so much. We have LMAX steel on the blade. Skiff Caged Bearings already came in with it. You know, he already uses it. See, I've already been carrying this, so you see dust on it. It's because I use my knives and I carry them. Beautiful clip on here. I love this milling. You can see the milling on here, but it is like coated. Gives it a nice texture. Beautiful back spacer as well. That's almost like a dark titanium kind of anodized. It looks like, I don't know. Love this thing. Just done so well. Beautiful action. Just so smooth. The detent so crisp, works really well. And if you didn't know, beautiful step milling on that blade. Can you see that? That beautiful step milling on the blade. Very similar to what Nicholas does with Rob Johnson's, right? Very similar in some regard, right? So that takes a lot of extra CNC work, obviously, when you do the blades and stuff. But this is number 4, not by much. I mean, we are really neck and neck here now. All right, now we get to the Holy Trinity. And 2 of these, very easily, 2 of these could have made this list. Just so close, but so close. One has been the one knife to rule them all forever, and it sort of got dethroned by 2 knives, right? So this one is now number 3, but it's still in my Holy Trinity. Still in my Holy Trinity. And it's one of my absolute favorites, one of my first really true customs. This is my Oz Machine Rosie. Again, an awesome viewer and subscribers actually bought a couple, I guess found another Oz and had a couple and had this extra one as I was reviewing it and checking it out, and offered to me and said, hey, you know, do you want to buy it? And I was like, yeah. This happens to be the exact model I wanted. This golf putter milling pattern, polished, beautiful, you know, carry clip, magna cut with a nice stone washed as well. I mean, this is everything I had hoped it would be. I did put skiffs in there, and I tuned this a little bit because I've had this for a while and I didn't really get it crazy tuned because I was enjoying it so much. I didn't really want to, you know, do much to it. But then I got the next 2 knives. You're going to understand why I felt like it had to be tuned, because it needed to raise up its game to what it could be. It wasn't quite at its potential, I felt, at the time, and so I made it just a little bit better. It had more to give, and the Rosie's an amazing knife. I love the Rosie. I think it's fantastic, but it had more to give. Now you have that beautiful drop shot action. It's getting better all the time. And I like that. No blade play. It's in there nice and solid. All we're doing is just, you know, not over tightening it and leveraging it as best. So that is number 3 in the Holy Trinity. So we had the final 4. This was part of the final 4. We had the Fantastic 5, or whatever you want to call it, the Phenomenal 5, whatever. We had the Sexy 6. We had the Serendipitous 7. We had the, you know, Great 8. Now we're getting down to the 2. Now we're getting down to the crazy couple, the last 2, the crazy cream of the crop. I don't know what you want to call it. But this was difficult. This was really difficult. Both of these are so close, along with these other ones, to really be close. But from the 2, I'm going to give this one the number 2 spot. All right, it's the number 2 spot, not by much. I mean, I don't know. It could swap back and forth, but right now, number 2 is going to be my Brown Knives Cortex XL. This was another one of those wonderful things I found. BladeBinge, thank you. I was able to buy, and then of course we had another crazy knife sale because I needed to pay for it. This is not cheap, but such a beautiful knife. I did put skiffs in this. It had Del Ring as well. And I'll tell you what, I mean, as great as this is, and it's phenomenal, you put skiffs in there, this Brown Knives is even better. When I first got it, it was pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you put those skiffs in there, it got into that level where it came really close to the number 1 knife. Some of you guys are gonna know what it is, but that is the epitome of action as far as I'm concerned. And this brought it up to that level, just like with my Oz Machine Rosie. The Lamia already was right there with it. I believe it helped the Holt Blade Works, absolutely helped my Koenig Arius. It even helped the Prince Custom Proteon. This already has skiffs, so that was great. This is phosphor bronze. I think that's phosphor bronze. This already had skiffs in it. This, I upgraded the skiffs there, upgraded skiffs there, upgraded skiffs there, upgraded skiffs there. So all those were phenomenal. But Brown Knives, the Cortex XL is a phenomenal knife. absolutely phenomenal in every way. The design, the engineering, everything is just beautiful about this knife. I really, really, really enjoy that. It's number 2, not by much, barely number 2. It could easily be number 1. This could easily be number 1. This could be number 1. This could be number. I mean, when you get to the grade 8, there's not much room there, right? I mean, maybe the Serendipitous 7 are closer, but you know, there we are. All right, so now what is the one knife that rules them all? All right, the one knife that rules them all. So, you know, it's a Lord of the Rings reference there. So forgive me for being a nerd. Hey, it is Rob's Nerdy Knives. So, you know, there you go, right? But the one knife that rules them all is a knife that got into my Grail quest. And once I saw it and once I handled it, I was like, I absolutely have to get that. And the more I saw it, the more I appreciated it, because I'm a huge fan of skiffs. You know that. When I first looked at skiff knives, I was like, they're okay. And the more and more I looked at them, I thought, oh, they're really kind of cool. Well, I had a chance to get the Fugitive. This is the Fugitive in a perfect build. Brass anodized accents, which I love. Beautiful backspacer. Everything about the milling on this thing is phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. Action is beautiful. Hollow grind. Look at that beautiful drop point with that beautiful swedge on there. Easy action. Fantastic milling in there. And then that drop action. Let's see it. Come on. There it is. This is just such a beautiful action. This is everything you want a knife to be as far as action. As it gets a little warmer, it drops a little smoother, a little quicker, but it's never guillotine. It's always controlled. So there you go. Just beautiful action. Such a great knife. This is made by Skiff Senior. His son Steve Skiff Jr. He does a lot of the Skiff Caged Bearings. He also does a lot of the CNC work for these knives. His stuff is phenomenal. He's just really, really phenomenal. This number 1 here I have, this particular knife is number 128. So super excited to have this one. Just really, really phenomenal. So this is the one knife to rule them all, at least for now. As of this video, that could change. When we get down to it, these are all just, for some, you know, for me, for the longest time, I would have been happy just with one. And I will tell you, the first one that I did get in this collection, I think it was this one. That kind of blew my mind. And then I got the McNeese, then that blew my mind. And then I think, then I got the iMamba. That blew my mind. Or did I do the iMamba before? I think I did the iMamba before I did that. Then I did the Olamic Custom. And I did that on a live stream, thanks to some of you crazy subscribers out there and members. And then we did the McNeese, and that was super exciting. That was fortunate one. That was one of those things where I went to the website, they were sold out, and I kept looking. And apparently, I guess their thing got reversed and became available, and I think it was passed, and everybody thought they must have dropped, and I was able to buy it. I don't know how it happened. I was able to acquire it. So I was super excited. This is when you couldn't even get a hold of them. Now they've got quite a few out there with the version 2. You know, knife sales are a little different right now, but that's fine. You can absolutely get your choice of whatever you want. I already have one. What I'm looking for, if I was to get another one of these, is I want the Tonto, and I would like to get the carbon fiber. One of the subscribers out there got the carbon fiber at the Maker Syndicate. That looks amazing. Really, really would love something like that. I think that would be cool. All right, so then I got that, and then next thing you know, I did a lot of the stuff with my Spyderco. That made this knife. That brought this to a whole new Grail level. Okay, so I have some other knives that are probably a little higher Grail level than this. They would be considerations. They would be in here for sure. Like I have another custom Trevor Berger, the Dakar. I really like that one a lot. I have the automatic version of that. I have some Tactile Knife Company knives that are fantastic. The Archer and the Mariner 2. And let's see here, what else is over there? Oh, I have the Andrew Demko 8020. That's phenomenal. I put original goat scales on there. That's phenomenal as well. Then I got a hold of this one right here, which I was really excited about because this was like one of those things. I wanted the carbon fiber. Of course, I discovered later on one of the members out there actually does these custom scales, and had I known, he could have done something really. He had one of these Sabenzas that he put JG10 on there. I got to tell you, it's the most amazing looking inlay that I've ever seen on a Sabenza. It's just phenomenal. This guy's just definitely want to go check him out. Then we have, I think it's Jay Dizzle, by the way, if you ever heard of him, Jay Dizzle, check him out over on Instagram and here on, I believe on YouTube. Then I got to meet Nicholas with Rob Johnson. You know, Rob Johnson's for his grandfather and great grandfather or something. I think they were knife makers, so that was really cool. I got a Koenig Arias that blew me away. Of course, I got the Trevor Burgers before that. Then I got the all that. Then the Rosie, that kind of blew me out. Then I got the Holt Blade Works. I was like, oh, this is, and then then we got the Koenig Arias after that. Sorry, that's how it went. So Rosie, and then next thing you know, an opportunity came up for me to get this. And I was like, oh, and then this came up. Then this came up. Then this came up, and it's like, oh, yes, 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 to all of them. So now this is my creme de la creme of my collection. This is my ramblings. These are great knives. I think you'd be happy, are one of these one and done knives? Yeah, a lot of these are one and done knives. This could be a one and done knife. This could be a one and done knife. This could be a one and done. This could be a one and done. This could be a one and done. Slip joint, I don't know if you consider it a one and done, but this is a phenomenal slip joint. I would consider it. But all of these could be a one and done. Matter of fact, I use this knife like you would never imagine someone's supposed to use their knife. I use hard use on this one, and I would do the same with the Hinder if I didn't always reach for this one. I do like this one a lot, and this one would be a really great hard use one for me as well, and I really dig this knife. So it probably will get more hard use eventually. This one always gets carried for whatever reason. I just like carrying that one. So yeah, all of these are just phenomenal knives. But when you get up here, these are kind of a little extra buttery, creamy, smoothie, fantastic, whatever kind of knives. So yeah, so this is you can see this is my Sweet 16. You've got the we get down to the Baker's dozen, so 16, so that's 16, 15, 14, and then you get Baker's dozen starts to here, and then you get the 12 disciples would be from the custom Trevor Burger on up, and then we get to the Titanic 10, which starts at the Chris Reeve large Sabenza up, and then we get to the Great 8, which is going to start at the Prince Customs Proteon and up, and then we get to the Serendipitous 7, which is going to start at my Javi Garcia and up, and then we're going to get to the Sexy 6, which starts at my Koenig Arias and up, and then we get to the Fantastic 5 or the Furious 5, whatever you want to call them. Is my Holt Blade Works and up. Then we get to the Final 4 or the Fantastic 4. That's another way to look at it. That starts with my SBK Lamia, and then you get to the Holy Trinity, which is going to be my Oz Machine Rosie, my Cortex XL, and the Fugitive, and then you get to the final 2. The dynamic duo, whatever you want to call them, dynamic duo, whatever. Yeah, you can call it whatever. That's my brown knives, Cortex, and my Skiff Made Blades Fugitive. And then the one knife that rules them all, the winner of it all, it's going to be my Skiff Made Blades Fugitive. This is my one knife that rules them all for me. I enjoy this. I know some of you guys have collection pieces you'll never carry, and that's how you enjoy your collection. That's cool. But this is the one collection piece that I enjoy the most carrying, that is the most creme de la creme. Now, some of these knives up here, I'm not going to go out and cut beat up logs and stuff with it. I'll have a fixed blade with me, or I will have a fifth pocket knife, obviously. But there you go. I don't know. I thought you'd find that interesting how this has changed recently. I know I did a full, my whole collection video recently. It was like a 3-parter. I think it would only be a 2-parter now because it was cut down quite a bit. But for me, it's absolutely worth it. I'm really, really enjoying these knives, and these are my favorite knives in my collection right now. There are other ones I really enjoy, don't get me wrong, but I very much could go in here and flip these every day, and it just brings me joy. So, I don't know, what about you? Do you guys also have possibly maybe a Sweet 16? Do you have a Baker's dozen? Do you have a 12 disciples? Do you have maybe a Titanic 10 knives? Do you have maybe a Great 8 set of knives? Do you have a Serendipitous 7 set of knives? Do you have a Sexy 6 set of knives? Do you have a Fantastic 5 or Furious 5 set of knives? Do you have the Final 4 or Fantastic 4, whatever you want to call them, set of knives? Do you have a Trinity, a Holy Trinity of knives? Do you have the dynamic duo of knives? And do you have one blade that rules them all? What's the one blade that rules them all? And to to be realistic and to be fair, that can change for us, right? I mean, right now, this is the one. It's kind of been pretty secure in its position for a lot of reasons. But man, this is really close. This is really close. And you got to understand, this was number one. This was the one knife that ruled them all for the longest time. And after tuning this, it's moved up. It might have been down here somewhere had I not tuned this and got it just perfect, where I got that drop action again, where I can just get it to just drop. It's getting there where it's dropping on its own. I haven't carried this today, so when you don't carry, the oil is maybe not as loose. You know, when you put it in your pocket, it's next to the warmth of your body, it tends to be a little, the viscosity decreases, so it tends to move a little better, right? So that's kind of like with engines, right? You warm them up and they run better, right? So that's what happens with the action here as well. So anyways, let me know if you have one. I'd love to see it. I'd love to, I might even tag a couple of channels just to throw it out there to see if, you know, if they have something like this. I'd love to see what their tops are. I mean, I think this would be a great topic for a lot of people to talk about. Mine is very elementary. I know to some of you guys out there, to some of you guys, you're going to be like, I mean, these might be your beater knives, right? Some of you guys, this may be the bottom of your collection. I get it. Some of you guys, it may be, you know, these are grails that you would like to acquire and you haven't acquired yet, or maybe you've acquired a few of them. Maybe others, these are knives that maybe, you know, someday, you know, maybe if you get one, I get it. I get it. That was me for the longest time. Just a different place in my life now where this is able to have this in my collection. And you never know. Life can always throw you a curveball, and it could be a point when I may have to sell these, right? Because ultimately, my family is the most important. These are knives. It's material things. I enjoy them. They bring me joy, but they're material things. Ultimately, what brings me ultimate joy is my family, my kids, my wife. That is the ultimate joy. And I would trade every one of my knives in a heartbeat for them, just so you know that. As much as I enjoy this and much joy they bring to me, this is not what makes me complete. It's just fun. I do enjoy this. Absolutely. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy collecting it. And so I'm enjoying it while I have them. And who knows, maybe 5-10 years from now, my collection will be completely different. Maybe I'll start having safe queens. I don't know. But I'd love to hear what yours are. It could be whatever you want, your perspective. It's your thoughts. So, hey, thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, fun, enjoyable, entertaining, maybe weird, would you mind hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you maybe also hit the subscribe button down below as well? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel. Allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, who enjoys the videos, who's part of the live stream, who enjoys the content. I sure do appreciate you guys out there. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this. You really do mean the world to me. So thank you. I appreciate that. And also to all my channel members, I want to say a big shout out, big thank you to you guys. Many times you guys allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I would be able to do. Sometimes, you know, some of you guys are part of me getting some of these knives. You help me find, you allow me to cover the costs for the giveaways, for other things, so that I have a little extra funds to buy some of these things for myself. So I appreciate that. I will tell you, all the income I make for the channel all goes to the channel, but this is content for the channel. It just happens to be, you know, things I really enjoy and I can talk about. So there we go. So just to let you know, if you thought, hey, the channel membership, what's the big deal? Well, I do two things for all my channel members to say thank you. One, I do a once-a-month members giveaway. I make sure it's a very exclusive giveaway. You guys have been generous with the memberships. I want to be generous back. So if you want to be a member just because there's going to be a really, really cool giveaway, I'd love to have you. Honestly, I would. But don't ever feel obligated. Just join because you want to. The second thing is I give every brand new channel member a sticker, channel sticker, just to say thank you, and a little note saying thank you. Just email me with your name and address. If you became a brand new channel member and you're currently a member, you've never had a channel sticker, I will send you a sticker and a thank you note. Maybe that's really cool. And you say, oh, I want one of those stickers. I'd love to be a channel member just for that. Or maybe you just want to help the channel. I appreciate it, whatever it is. Just my way to say thank you back to you. And if you're curious, how do you become a channel member? Check out the description down below. There's a link in there for channel memberships. I have 3 different tiers. Would be honored by any way you'd want to become a channel member. If you happen to become an Uber nerd, the top tier, you do get an extra special sticker and you get extra special content and some other things, right? So there's extra stuff there. But that's my way to say thank you. Thank you to every one of you guys out there. I sure do appreciate every one of you. So yeah, thank you. And if you haven't already, maybe also check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.